You can't open a comic book store for $20,000. Well, actually you can, and I'm going to tell you how. Welcome to Wonder World Comics. I'm Dennis Barger, 45-year veteran of buying everything collectible, 35-year veteran of selling everything collectible, and 20-year veteran of owning a store. Okay, so you got $20,000. I don't care how you got it, but you got it. Location, location, location. It's the first thing you need to look at. People think that, oh, this family member's got this location that's sitting empty and I can get it cheap. This strip mall is offering big sales if you move in. I'm in a mall. It was a slightly dying mall, but I'm helping to revive it. Whatever it is, you need to pick the location that best serves you. One of the things that you have to do with that $20,000, I suggest you take 1 year's rent and you put it in a bank account that you do not touch for a year. I think you should probably have your first store be around $1,200 a month. And for 12 months, that equals $14,400 for your entire budget. You're eating 3/4 of that and leaving it in a bank account for the next year. You do not want to get so underwater that you cannot pay your rent 6 months in. The next thing you need is inventory. Inventory is actually way easier to buy as long as you do it on the cheap. I can tell you right now, you can buy $1,000 worth of comic books. That'll get you easily 2,000 to 3,000 units of inventory. You can get it on Facebook, you can get it from dealers, you can get it at the end of conventions. Inventory is not hard to get. And it's actually, when you start looking long enough, you're gonna find it cheaper than you think. If you wanna go the direction that I've gone as a retro comic book store, you're gonna need a couple other things to get people in that nostalgic mood. I, for one, think that Beanie Babies and Hot Wheels cars are absolutely the best, easiest thing that you can get cheap to bring people's nostalgia factor up. I have never paid more than 25 cents for a Beanie Baby. And I've sold every Beanie Baby that in my store for $5, 3 for $10. When you go to Michael's or Joann's Fabric, which is going out of business soon, you're gonna find a Beanie Baby selection there at $6.99 a piece. You can buy Beanie Babies from everybody at 25 cents a piece, and you can still get that $5, 3 for $10, which you're almost undercutting all of those places by half. And a Beanie Baby is a Beanie Baby. Nobody cares if it's the this year Beanie Baby or the 25-year ago Beanie Baby. Hot Wheels is an evergreen. You could get Hot Wheel collections from all the people that were buying them in the 90s for between 5 and 25 cents a piece in bulk. All you need is a handful of Hot Wheels cars. I think you probably need to have about $500 to $1,000 in inventory of these nostalgia bait items. You can go and spread out into other things that you remember from nostalgia. Anything that kind of fits that bric-a-brac nostalgia factor 90s collectible. That's what you want to spend about $1,000. So action figures are actually one of the easiest things to source. In the 90s, they overproduced everything you could possibly imagine in the collectible field. It's called the junk wax era of baseball cards. Every one of the action figures was limited edition collectible, but they were making 500,000 to 1 million of these things, and there's not 1 million people still collecting it. You can buy these collections on Facebook Marketplace dirt cheap, and it makes great inventory that pops off the wall and reminds people. And the best part is, the same figures from 30 years ago are still the best figures today. R2-D2, C-3PO, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. As long as you stick with the core, most recognizable characters, Star Trek, Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Bones, Captain Picard, Riker, those are all the main characters. That's the ones they made the most of in the 90s. It's the cheapest ones you can buy now, and it's ones that you can still get $5, 3 for $10. You can easily get any Star Wars and Star Trek figure in bulk for $1 a piece. If you're really good, you might be able to get some Episode 1 figures for 50 cents a piece. These figures are way dirt cheap. Do not overspend on them. If you want to put $2 into them and don't do the big bundles, that's the most I would pay for anything from the 90s era in terms of action figures. And when I say figures, I'm talking mint on card figures. Only use this price gauge for new mint on card action figures. If the stuff is open, throw all those numbers out. They're going to be 25 cents a piece at most. I wouldn't sink any more than 25 cents into a loose figure, but those loose figures do sell. Two of the biggest movers in my store right now are Magic and Pokemon. But you can't just dive right at it and go all in on what the companies are selling it for. You have to kind of go back and source the back stock. You need to take baby steps when carrying Magic and Pokemon. You can't just go chasing the dragon and throwing money at Hasbro and Pokemon USA and hoping that you get the one good set that customers are going to want to buy and then you're out of it. You need to go back and make sure you slowly build. I have two binders for Pokemon. Those binders have $1 cards, $2 cards, $3 cards, and $4 cards. We sell, just on the weekend alone, 50 to 100 of those cards on an average of $2.50 a piece. Do the math. That small money ball kind of acquisition can build you to where you have enough money that you can throw $1,000 for a new release and not even worry about it. Now the nitty gritty. I think fixtures are one of the most overpriced items that you can possibly get. Let's say you're moving to a mall like me. The mall always has extra fixtures from all the other businesses that have shut down. Every place, the strip mall you move into, probably has a store that closed and left but didn't take their fixtures. Ask them. A lot of times you can get that stuff for free. Everything else, you can buy used fixtures on Facebook Marketplace. You can buy them on Craigslist. There's always a store that's going out of business and wants to get that last little nickel out of that failed business. That's where you buy fixtures dirt cheap. And then you're almost ready to open the store after you get one key item: the cash register. Don't buy the big expensive one. For $150, you can get this square terminal. For $50, you can get a cash drawer at Ollie's discount. You can put together your entire expensive cash register they sell for $500 at Sam's Club for literally $200 with this and a cash drawer. What is this? This is the Square POS system. It fits in the palm of your hand. I'm not getting paid by Square, but I could tell you after 20 years of owning stores, this is the best, easiest system I have ever used. Let me explain. It's a POS system. You program in all of your price tags. Watch the price tag video for how many different SKUs we have. Then, as you know, my price tags are color coordinated. You can actually make the price tags on the POS system color coordinated so that you can start looking for the price as the customer or as the employee punches up the number. It does all the work for you. It factors in the sales tax for your state. Michigan, it's 6%. It does everything for you. And at the end of the day, you can review the sales. You can see all the breakdown. You see the number one SKU that sold for your item. We'll have a video on that much later. This little terminal tells you how much you're supposed to give them back. All you got to do is have a locked cash drawer that just has different slots for ones, fives, tens, and 20s, and nickels, dimes, and quarters. And all you'll need to do, it'll tell you how much change to give them back when you tell them how much cash they gave you. Put that cash in there, count that cash out. This is a dying art. It's all kept in here for your records. You can actually remote log in if you're not at the store to see how the store is doing off that POS system. It does everything. Like I said, $150. You can get these at Office Max and Staples, and you can open up a Square account very simply and tell it where to drop the money, and it drops it within 24 hours into your bank account. Oh, you think that's all? Let me explain the last pieces. You're gonna need $100 in ones, fives, and tens. Also, pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. That's a change drawer that you're gonna make sure your register has at all times. You can't take that home with you. You have to leave that so in the morning you have exactly that amount so you can always make change for any big bills that come in. Secondly, you're gonna need thank you bags. You can get these off of Amazon. You can get these at GFS. You can get these anywhere where they sell wholesale bulk items for retail. I think they might even sell them at Walmart. So the last little things. You're gonna need some Wi-Fi for your store to run your POS system. That's gonna cost you about $100 a month. You're gonna need to turn on the electricity. Sometimes they want a little bit of a deposit. Most of the times they'll just turn it on, and then once a month you're gonna get about a $50 to $100 electric bill, as long as you don't go crazy. What about employees? Well, the standard schedule is that you should spend about 10 to 20% of your annual revenue on staff. But you're opening this store. You're the staff. So pay yourself money, make sure you show up. Don't be hiring a whole bunch of people. This is your dream, your vision. Nobody cares about your vision more than you. No employee is gonna make your vision a reality if you're not willing to as well. So here's what I suggest. Hire somebody, one person, part-time, to augment you. So you can go take a bathroom break, so you can go answer a phone call, so you can go source some more material every once in a while. Should I be open 7 days a week? Yes. The right answer is yes. You don't get to choose when your customers want to spend money with you. So you should be open 7 days a week. If you can work 7 days a week, awesome. If not, you work 5 and your part-time help works the other 2. I'm just saying, don't throw a ton of money at staff just yet. If it starts working out as well as it did for me, then hire as much staff as you need to keep doing what you do to make this store successful. So you spent $14,400 on lease and a rent, and that's sitting in a bank account. Do not touch it. $1,000 on comic books, $1,000 on Pokemon and Magic, $1,000 on action figures, $1,000 on Beanie Baby and Hot Wheels. You spend $100 on some Funko Pops, they will multiply. $200 on a cash register and cash terminal from Square. You're gonna spend probably $100 on office supplies, thank you bags, the little things that you need. Just go to Office Max or Amazon and just buy yourself $100 worth of stuff. And don't forget about $900 to $1,000 on fixtures. All of that, when you add it all up, comes to just about $19,740. All of that for under $20,000. And you're really only spending a quarter of it at the beginning. So what I think you should do is make sure you have $20,000 before you start into this. Don't think, oh, well, I'll make this money and that'll roll in and eventually it'll be $20,000. No, you have to have $20K sitting in a bank before you even start on this venture. You've got to make sure you lock down an affordable rent and lease for at least a year. You need to make sure that money is safe and secure. Then you can spend 25% of that money and you can open your store. And you open it with just a little bit from all the genres that you want to carry. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any more questions, just ask them down in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. Watch me on the Industry of Comics show on the Beyond Wednesday channel every Tuesday with my co-host Jesse James and Brian MacLeod. And watch all the content that we have here coming out over the next several months. Thanks again for watching Wonder World Comics. I'm Dennis Barger, and I appreciate you watching the show.